Alright, welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review Episode 120. Yep, finally have another one of these hit 120. Of course, Black Clover had just hit 120 it seems like it's been like a while ago. I mean, right now it's almost up to 200, almost 120, almost 130. So, just over 2 months ago. And now Case Closed has reached this number. Yep. This one covering episode 1000, I believe this is, 1009. Yep. The lost item that smells the incident. And of course, I'm also covering the 1075th chapter of the manga, which this also wraps up this arc. Yeah, it does. Okay. The episode itself is another one of these anime original episodes. Of course it is. Episode starts off with the detective boy just looking for a bracelet. Yep. Yeah, because apparently they overheard, oh, there's a bracelet around here. Let's go find it. And Conan's near it. He notices, oh, there's a tire skid there. Take a picture of that. And there's oh, look. Looks like, what is that down there? Is that blood? Yeah. Sign something bad happened here. And then they find the bracelet and they take it to some jewelers, one of whom, all of them say no, and then one of the guys come back and says, oh yeah, I do remember basically where that is. Here's the address. Take it right to the person. Okay, perfectly fine. Nothing really wrong with them returning a lost item. It's perfectly legal. There's nothing really wrong with this at all. And they knock on the door and they ask if this is this particular person. And of course, it's a woman. And it turns out, technically, no, this is not the person looking for per se. This is his sister. Yoki, I think his name is Yoki. Yoki is his last name. This is his younger sister, Risa. Yes, Risa. Where that she's very sad. Like, apparently she's like, well, how should I put this? She's very grateful for them returning the bracelet. Of course, she takes out like a little handkerchief. And of course, the thing is a little torn. That's actually a hint for something. And then Conan notices there's an umbrella and a watermelon plant. Yeah, these are hints, basically something really bad happened, at least not technically replaced. And then of course Conan thinks, oh yeah, everyone thinks, oh yeah, their job's done. Conan's like, nah, I forgot somebody for rent, excuse me. And then of course, like, he ends up like following her. Like, first sees one friend of her brother's, and turns out they go out to eat that evening, and they contact one of these two friends. She goes visit the first one. Then they didn't meet up at all, and the other one. And of course, they're sitting down. Of course, mentions the bracelet, and then we cut away. We have Conan basically go visit the first person that she visited, and you have the rest of them go visit the other one that he visited because, of course, they lost him. Yeah, and then of course, well, we have Mystico looking over our season. Boots look like very sloppy, and of course, Ami points out though. Oh yeah, she points this out because, well, for which person's Reese so she smelled nice. And of course, she thanked her for that. Oh, it's my favorite perfume. And then later on, she pointed though, like, I think Reese is there. How? Her perfume. Okay, that actually is quite ingenious. Sometimes women can't. That actually is quite smart. If you know the smell of the perfume, you might know who it is. Depends on whose perfume it is. If you smell it once before. And of course, they communicated this over their badges. Now, I'm not really sure how far the range of these particular badges are. Because I get the reason why now we're going to be using these badges. Because it seems as though that, well, the badges themselves have really not been used very much. Like, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Like, how long has it been since they used the badges? I feel as though it's been a while since they used the badge. Yes. Since they used the detective badge, I mean, before this episode, I think the last time officially they used it was... Wow. Okay. So, the last time officially that the detective badge to show up in the anime was way back in episode 964. You were thinking, really? 964. An episode that came out a little over a year ago, and that was the last time detective badges appeared in the anime? You're like, damn, that is something. Yeah, there's also a couple of ones I'm looking at right now. Like, one was last and physically appeared, like, prior to this episode. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, and then, of course, they find out it's actually this guy responsible. Something happened to the brother. So, they go and they figure out, yes, something happened to the brother, and this guy's responsible for it. So they're going to race over the place as quickly as they can. And of course, Ami, Genta, and Michiko try to go confront themselves. And of course, apparently he overhears them. We see what was going inside right after they finish talking to him. And apparently, Risa's tied up. And she's like bound and gagged. Yep, bound and gagged. And he explains, oh yeah, I borrowed money from your brother and lost it in an investment. And he wanted his money back, and then he apparently threatened his fiance. So apparently off screen, he murdered him. Well, apparently, they never found his body. And he says to her, I'm going to send you or I send your brother. And then, of course, that's when he overhears them talking, and then they're confronted by him. And of course, Mitsuko's held hostage. And of course, Genta basically almost holds his waist. And then Ami manages to save Mitsuko by firing a fire extinguisher at him. Like, oh, what is this? This is actually quite hilarious. Like, since when do you ever see an anime where a bad guy is basically temporarily halted by a fire extinguisher? Yes, a fire extinguisher. Because they run away, they go to the elevator, they hit the thing, but it misses the floor. That's a hint something later. And, oh yeah, and the boots thing, it's actually Risa's shoes inside the damn thing. And of course, he starts chasing after them like a typical serial killer with a big, humongous butcher knife. I'm thinking, who the heck he freaking is? Is he Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers with that freaking knife? I think he's Michael Myers. Or it could be Freddy Krueger because he's talking. Yep. And then, of course, they get to the elevator, finally get second elevator. And then, of course, he blocks like, I'm gonna kill you right now with my big honking knife. And then you hear saying, Conan saying, get down, everybody. And of course, because the guy turns around and he gets a big soccer ball right in the face. And then he's shown being arrested. Yep. And then, of course, the episode ends with him like, oh, you think you learned a lesson? Nope, not really. Yeah, I looked up and see exactly when was the last time that the soccer ball and the power shoe first last showed up. Yeah, the last time it actually appeared was actually not that long ago. It was episode 997. We were thinking, really? 997. That was the last unofficial time it was used prior to this. It was actually just seen just about 4 months ago. Yep, 4 months ago. I'm like, oh, this one. So they use it in a really... So last time physically appeared was in a really bad episode. Yeah, an episode I didn't care for at all. This episode, I kind of felt as though was a heck of a lot better. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. This episode was a lot... I would say, is it better than Out for Revenge? Yes, because the pacing is a little better. I would say the pacing is a little better, and this is the type of episode I do like, which is really good. Mm-hmm. So basically, done a really good job so far. Two two major. Well, the first part of the Alpha Revenge was not that good. Like, I would say probably the weakest episode is, well, so far, as of recently, it's probably 1006. Yeah, of this recent batch of, like, I mean, hasn't been that many of, like, anime original episodes. It's all started with episode 106. Of the past 4 episodes, so far, and this is just my opinion, that 1006 seems to be like the most weakest one out of all these. Because all we had so far is a standalone episode, a two-parter, and like we have this episode which is standalone, and the following episode which is standalone. Also, we do see brief appearances by Takagi and Maguire, and they don't really say anything at all. Nope, they don't. They briefly appear, just chatting. You don't hear what they're saying, and that's it for them. I got handed this one. It was really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Can't wait for the next episode, which could be episode 1010. Yep. So yeah, that's episode review. I was thinking of doing one because I did know something. I was looking at Crunchyroll. Yeah, apparently something was added for Saga Tiny Evil. And you're probably thinking, really? That show? A show that hasn't aired something new in like 4 years? Apparently an OVA was released. Not sure when, but I may look at it next. Yeah, that's what I'll probably do. Just look on here. And, well, yeah, I'll probably do a review of it, okay? To the next video. Bye.